Hey y'all, it's me again, Delightful Soul. How are you guys doing out there? I hope everyone is doing well, and I appreciate you for tuning into my channel. And if you are returning, welcome back. And if this is your first time, welcome. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can hear more content and more information about your favorite celebrity and news around the world. So let's just roll onto this story, shall we? Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest after making a tackle during Monday night's game, causing the NFL to suspend a pivotal game against the Cincinnati Bengals that quickly lost significance in the aftermath of a scary scene that unfolded in front of a national television audience. Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest following a hit in our game versus the Bengals. His heartbeat was restored on the field, and he was transferred to the UC Medical Center for further testing and treatment. The Bills said in a statement released early Tuesday, he is currently sedated and listed in critical condition. Stay tuned for more updates about his condition.
The coach mentioned it earlier, but our training staff, for going out there, not knowing what's going on, but going through a checklist, working as a single cell symbiote, like saving his life, and it's being on that field. You lose sleep, you hurt for your brother, a lot of shared grief, but to the question before, getting updates and positive updates eases so much of that pain and that tension that you feel, but Coach handled it as perfect as anybody could. And I want to thank our, Coach mentioned it earlier, but
Skip Bayless, a columnist, commentator, and television personality. He is well known for his work as a commentator on ESPN2 show First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And he debuted his new show with Skip and Shannon, Undisputed, with Shannon Sharp on Fox Sports 1. So, the show is about this tweet he put out. Take a look at this. Well, then we have Skip Bayless, or should I say Heartless, who tweeted, "No doubt, the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. But how? This late in the season? A game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant." Wow.
There's been a lot of speculation of why I wasn't on air yesterday, and I won't get into speculation or conjecture or innuendo, but I will say this. Watching that game on Monday night, what happened to Damar Hamlin struck me a little different. As a brotherhood in the NFL, no injuries are a part of the game. I've seen guys suffer ACLs and Achilles tear, but I've never seen anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So they struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my brother paralyzed on the field temporarily, and he was able to regain focus. Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down, but I didn't want it.
Well, time out. I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip, let me
Okay.
finish.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Go ahead. Let's go, Jen.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting.
Okay.
You could have came back, Skip.
Well, I thought-
Skip, just let out.
I just thought you were gonna bring up-
No, I was just going to say, Skip, I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where Damar Hamlin was the issue. We should have been talking about him and not get into your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
Okay. I was under the impression you weren't going to bring this up because nobody here had a problem with that tweet.
No. Clearly, the bosses wanted you to offer explanation, so clearly
No,
somebody...
they did not have. Nobody.
Let's go, Jen.
fluidity of Twitter. Do you feel like that's detrimental?
We live in different times. I'm not about to judge Skip Bayless or anybody else for saying the wrong thing. God knows I have. Okay? Intent matters. Yes, you got to be sensitive out there. Mental health matters. Life matters. Human beings' well-being matters. And when you speak, you have to make sure that you're sensitive to everything that you can be sensitive to in articulating your position. Skip can defend himself. I will tell you that I've spent years disagreeing with Skip Bayless. I disagree with him now, and I'm going to disagree with him into the future. But he's still my brother. He's still a guy that brought me here on First Take. And I know who he is. I know what he's about. Do I agree with everything he says? Or how he says it? Or the timing with which he uses to say things? No. But the flip side to it is that I know that by and large his heart is in the right place. And, people make mistakes. And so I've always been his brother. I'm going to continue to be his brother no matter what. Because if I can tell my brother, my late brother, God rest his soul, but when he was alive, I told him he was wrong. I love my sisters every day. I tell them when they're wrong. They tell me when I'm wrong. So I don't have any problem telling Skip. I'll save that for Skip when I see him. You're going to get yourself caught up from time to time. But if your heart's in the right place, and you truly meant no harm, and you're willing to apologize, this country has shown you on many, many occasions it will allow you to move on. And I'm an eyewitness to that.
Now, this was a tweet that was said to have been put out by Skip Bayless before the infamous tweet. I've never seen so many horrific injuries suffered on football fields, yet never have seen a reaction like this. In every other situation I witnessed or covered, the game always went on fairly quickly. The attitude was, hey, that's football for these players. This was different. And the other one says, not exactly sure what happened to Damar Hamlin. Player on both teams are shaken. Ambulance out on the field. CPR administered. Can't remember play being stopped for this length of time. Just said a prayer for him and his family. If you are going by your experience and what you have witnessed in the past on football fields in reference to injuries, you probably would have known that something serious was going on. So my question is, what is the reason for that second tweet of no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the game as if life doesn't matter?
I got to start off, of course, with what we all saw Monday night. What was your reaction when you saw the incident with Damar?
Man, I think like everyone else. I think everybody was trying to figure out what had transpired, what was happening. I saw the play. I had just turned the TV on, and so as everyone else was awaiting kind of the results of what transpired, I think as time kept going by, and then they kept going to commercial breaks, and the commentators kept talking about the incident and what was going on. And I think once you start to see the players' reactions and you start to see the tears, I think that's when I think everybody realized how serious it was. And for me, being an NFL player, at one point in time, I haven't been in any situation quite like this, but I've been on the field where there's been some incidents to it, and
Well, I follow you on social, and I saw your tweet. You reacted to your point directly. Skip Bayless, the sports commentator, tweeted out, "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems irrelevant. You were among other players who expressed outrage. You tweeted out a comment as well about it and basically called it, you said, this is despicable. And you said you hope Skip Bayless loses his job. He has since, Skip Bayless, known for his controversial comments, has said now nothing is more important than the young man's health. That was the point of my last tweet. I'm sorry if that was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Do you still think Skip Bayless should be fired?
At this point, it's not really my position to take whether he should lose his job or not. I just felt like with my response to his tweet, I felt like it was insensitive. I felt like it was irresponsible, especially for someone of his caliber that has been in the business as long as he has. And I think my response to his tweet was because once I realized CPR had been administered, and the idea, just as what you had just read, for him to even bring up the idea or mentioning how the outcome may be somehow, I guess, changed because of this situation. That's where I felt it was despicable. I felt like it in itself, it was just a disrespect.
I got to start off, of course, with what we all saw Monday night. What was your reaction when you saw the incident with Damar?
Man, I think like everyone else. I think everybody was trying to figure out what had transpired, what was happening. I saw the play. I had just turned the TV on, and so as everyone else was awaiting kind of the results of what transpired, I think as time kept going by, and then they kept going to commercial breaks, and the commentators kept talking about the incident and what was going on. And I think once you start to see the players' reactions and you start to see the tears, I think that's when I think everybody realized how serious it was. And for me, being an NFL player, at one point in time, you know, I haven't been in any situation.
Damar, you won the game of life. And that's probably the most important thing out of this, and we really need to keep him in the center of everything else that's going on. When he asked, did we win? The answer is yes. You know, Damar, you won the game of life.
That was, I actually, you know, had a smile on my face when I heard that, because that's probably something I would have, we won the game, but that's how you know that he was, you know, locked in, ready to, you know, ball out. But it was good.
He responded, yes.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, he definitely won the game of life. Yeah, because, man, that was crazy.
Although the NFL makes its share of money, but there's a lot of peripheral industries that make money off the NFL as well, particularly the media outlets and their coverage and their perspective commentary on players, coaches, and teams. Now, I can understand how a diehard football fan may feel about canceling a game during the regular season and or playoffs. You don't get to see your favorite player perform. The data and stats may be altered because of cancellation, and I'm sure there are other ramifications for canceling a game, delaying a game, and postponing a football game. But these reasons are resolvable. While watching the game and seeing Damar being injured or injury on the field, and at some point you understand or understood that there is a life-threatening injury on the field. And I would expect everyone to be more sensitive. I'm having to side with many when they emphasize the severity of Damar's injury during the game. But you were expecting players from both teams to continue a game when one of their friend and teammate has had a life-threatening injury. That is also insensitive to the other players as well. But of course, you would not understand the seriousness of a football injury or an athlete being injured if you do not or have not played the sport. It's not just the injury, it's the emotion behind seeing your teammate injured, and the emotion behind whether you or your teammate would return or not to a sport that they love, and in this case, his livelihood. Skip Bayless had a problem with Shannon Sharpe bringing up the tweet. So if you are not taking down the tweet, then I believe it's open for discussion. Stand by your word. If you want to tweet insensitive tweets, then you should be able to defend your words. People who even watched the game in real time said that they were even overwhelmingly concerned. They said that it was very horrific watching the game as the commentators updated them. And of course, we go through the same song where Skip apologizes on the show and via a written message. Say what I really feel now. Some may not like it. Then I apologize later. That's what that's giving me. It's also giving me, I'm mad at Damar for his injury. And now the NFL has to cancel the game because of him. You can love the game if that's what you want to do. But I refuse to dehumanize someone over a sport or anything else that is not human. Damar Hamlin is someone's family member, friend, and teammate. Remember that when you need grace. So let's keep Damar Hamlin and his family in our prayers as he recovers. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think about this story. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.